Lindsey Graham's sister, Darline Graham, was booed by her hometown crowd during an awkward televised debate after admitting she was not informed enough on national security to answer a question about Taiwan and the South China Sea. The 62-year-old Republican is running to replace her late brother as South Carolina's U.S. Senator with the backing of President Donald Trump. Darline was appointed by Governor Henry McMaster, at Trump's urging, to serve out Lindsey Graham's term after his shock death in July at the age of 71. But despite Trump's endorsement, Darline Graham has not managed to secure the nomination outright. Neither she nor Republican Congressman Ralph Norman received enough votes to avoid a primary runoff, which is set for August 25th. During Tuesday's debate in Newberry, moderator Greta Van Susteren asked Graham whether Taiwan and the South China Sea represented national security issues for the United States. Graham asked for the question to be repeated and then gave an unusually blunt answer. Graham acknowledged that national security was simply not her area of expertise. The admission was met with boos from the audience. She then tried to pivot, pointing to her support for the military and her family's military background, including Lindsey Graham's 33 years in the U.S. Air Force and her father's service in the Army. But the damage was already done. Graham went on to emphasize that she was not a polished politician and that she intended to focus more on domestic issues affecting South Carolinians. That answer stands in stark contrast to the political legacy of her late brother, who spent decades in the Senate and became closely associated with aggressive foreign policy positions. Lindsey Graham was widely regarded as a national security hawk and repeatedly pushed for a forceful U.S. response to threats including Iran. And former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley was quick to highlight the difference. She pointed out on X that Lindsey Graham had been deeply informed on national security, while Darline had openly admitted that she was not, adding that national security expertise is not something a candidate simply inherits and that it is critical for a U.S. senator. Darline's opponent, Ralph Norman, was asked the same Taiwan question and gave a far more detailed answer. Norman described Taiwan as a definite U.S. ally and argued that President Trump's approach was allowing Taiwan to better defend itself against China. He framed that strategy around Trump's familiar peace through strength message, arguing that America's posture toward Iran also sends a warning to China and Russia. Norman even took a swipe at Democrats, arguing that a weaker Democratic president could leave Taiwan more vulnerable. But the debate produced another awkward moment for Graham. At one point, she claimed there were 50 million people living in South Carolina. The state actually has a population of roughly 5.5 million. And while Graham has tried to separate herself politically from her brother by emphasizing domestic issues, the debate highlighted just how different her experience is from the senator she hopes to replace. The runoff is now just days away, and Norman is already attacking not only Graham, but also her most powerful political ally. During the debate, Norman challenged Trump over the ongoing war with Iran, questioning what it would take if the Strait of Hormuz remained under the control of a country the administration had said should be decimated. So with a Trump endorsement behind her, a famous Senate name beside her, and a runoff ahead, Darline Graham now has to convince South Carolina voters that she is ready for the job her brother held for more than 3 decades.